Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Mini Bytes. I'm your friend Amazon Shaktivel, and in this video we're gonna continue to do the refactoring of this particular framework. Right, so this is very important tutorial because I'm going to cover how we can manage our page layers with different page components, and how we can use composition, what are the best approaches to avoid creating a lot of web elements, how to use dynamic XPaths, how to use dependency injection maybe at the later point of time, all these important concepts that I'm going to be covering. So we're going to use for say design pattern, we're going to use fluent interface design pattern. This is going to make your code more readable. So that's what the agenda for not the entire agenda, maybe that's what we're going to cover in maybe in a couple of videos. But yeah, today we'll try to achieve whatever we can. Right, good. So already I have created a to-do task like create manageable page layers. So that's what we're going to do. We notice this code looks really messy, and even the test case name is wrong. So maybe we have to refactor that as well. And so if you notice, login, set username, set passwords, click login. So as a end user, as a product owner, I come and see this test, what I really understand from it. No, I cannot understand anything, so I'm not really interested in all these things. Okay, at the end I want to see what is the test you are actually doing. Okay, you are actually adding a new customer, then maybe login, navigate to new customer page, add new data, and then assert whether the new employee is created. That's what as a end user I want to see. But there are a lot of menus here. Okay, this makes our code not readable. Why? I'm not interested in what kind of test data you are sending there, right? These are all really not needed. So let's make this code little clean. For that we need to create our page layers first. So let's go here, and I cannot create in the test layer. So this is really wrong. Don't create your page layers inside test folder. Okay, that's absolutely wrong. Don't do that. So let's go here, go create a new class inside a package called pages, and let me name this as, first we need to have a login page. So login page, um, yeah. So let's create it. And this login page, what I want to do, basically they have already created something. So let's see what they have created. So this is a problem, guys. Okay, you're trying to do some abstraction, but why you want to keep it as private, public, right? So that's something wrong. Either it has to be public, private, and there is, I don't like this L driver. What is L driver? Local driver. What is R driver? I don't know what is R driver. So these kind of naming conventions should be definitely avoided. And I'm not a big fan of page factory. I have already made videos on why page factory should be avoided in your code, because you cannot use dynamic XPaths. It doesn't bring any values to your code. Okay, so cache lookup is again, something that I don't prefer, because it's not going to save you hundreds of times. Okay, so don't do it. Cache lookup and find by, always use by locators or string locators. That's the best way to manage your page layers. So maybe we'll do a copy paste from their code. So maybe we'll understand this ID and all that. But yeah, we can also create our own page layer, so it shouldn't be a big deal. So what string is never used. Okay, that's fine. Okay, again, I want to extend, I want people to avoid extending this, so I'm making this class as public. And for now, let me start creating components. So for example, I want to email. So email is having actually, data value, please. So ID is email, there is an ID email. But in most of my scenarios, I will not directly use IDs. Yeah, you can use directly IDs, but what I do, I normally check whether the label next to it is email actually. So I write XPaths in such a way that you have email colon before this. Okay, suppose, imagine this is not there. Okay, most probably you will not have tests for validating them. Okay, sometimes we tend to miss that, instead of email they may put it as username or phone number. So this is something that we have to avoid, and you cannot write tests for all these things, right? So mostly I'll try to cover them in case of locators itself. Again, I don't know whether this is a really good strategy, but I prefer that, and it works very well for me. Okay, whenever there is a label change, I get my locators getting failed. I ask the developers why you have changed the label name. So that's how it is. So if you want to write and directly use it, you can use it. But in my case, I'm just gonna show you just one trick how we can use this. So this is the email here. Okay, so first I'll try to write an XPath for this. Again, guys, none of the XPath locators can find you this. Okay, so I'm gonna have a label with text equal to this, and I'm gonna do of slash following hyphen sibling, okay, colon input. This is my email. So this is the XPath that I'm going to use. Again, you can use directly ID, that's absolutely your wish. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a by with this is a text box, right? So I will use proper naming convention. Text box email is by dot XPath. Yeah, and yeah, again you can supplement this with ID equal to all that, so you can do it, but for now I'm just doing like this. And the second one is basically password. Okay, you notice this password is also having a same thing. So almost it's same, right? So the only thing that's changing is, okay, so text box password. Maybe you can use dynamic locators also for now, but for now I'll keep that for another day. So maybe in page layers, in home page we will try to use it. So instead of this email, I'm gonna put password colon. Yeah, so this is gonna work. And we also gonna have the login button, and this particular button is of text login. So basically you can use you can copy the text. Okay, guys, try to write your own XPaths. Okay, that's really good. uh, don't rely on these tools in the market. Okay, they can never give you proper XPaths. Okay, uh, yeah, so by button login. Okay, I used to have BTNS, suffix prefix for buttons. Okay, so by dot and XPath in this. Okay, good. So this is fine, right? So now I'll create methods for all of them. So I'll use alt and insert. I have setter methods. I no guys, I have already covered how to generate page methods, right? So in a video. So if you are still typing all these things manually, you are doing something wrong. So what I'm gonna do, if somebody is passing me a string email, I'm gonna basically uh, click on that. So for clicking, again, you directly do driver dot find element and all that. It's also better you create your Selenium actions utils class, and then you can make use of that as well. So for now, maybe I'll go here. I'll create another class. For now, you know uh, I'll name it as Selenium utils dot uh, actions, or maybe I'll use the Selenium actions. Okay, we can think about the namings later point of time as well, so that shouldn't be a big deal. So I'll make this class as final, and I'll let I'm gonna have all the static methods here. So I will basically use Selenium actions here, and I'm gonna have public static void click. So maybe wait and click. Okay, so this is the method, and I'm gonna accept by type here. So 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 by type, I'm importing the class, and here what I'm gonna do. For now, the driver is available as a static variable. We'll fix it, but for now, I'm just doing driver dot find element using this particular by, and I want to do the clicking operation. But before that, I want to wait for it. So I'll create one more. Uh, so I don't want to expose this as a public one. So private static void and wait for element presence, something like this. And here, if someone is passing me a by type, all I'm going to do is I'm going to create an instance of web driver wait and driver and 10 seconds. For now, I will remove that hard coding but later point of time. Yeah, and so until expected conditions dot presence of element located by. Okay, and this basically going to return you a web element, right? So basically I can do return, and insert this is going to return me a web element. If this is going to return me a web element, what I can basically do, uh, I can basically call wait for element presence, I pass the by, and it's gonna be returning me a web element. I'm gonna do a click on it. So this is how you can definitely create your actions class. So I don't know why this is showing is deprecated. Long is deprecated. Okay, yeah, but still I'm using the older versions, so it's fine. We can remove it later point of time, right? Okay, now what I can do, so in the email, so I'm gonna use Selenium actions. Okay, dot wait and click. I'm gonna pass text box email. Okay, but this is not a click, right? I need to send text box, so value to the text box. So I need to create one more, maybe uh, like I will do copy paste of this. Okay, wait and send keys, right? And you pass me also the value that I want to pass. So here I will wait for it, and then I'll do send keys and pass the whatever the value they are passing, right? So let's go there, and instead of wait and click, I'm going to use wait and send keys, pass the text box email and the whatever the email you have, right? Good. So this is how we can do it. So again, I can basically do a static import. Okay, so that you can just wait and send keys again, text box password, and whatever the value you want. So basically it will be okay password and set button login. You can just still wait and click and button login. So yeah, so this is a very easy page, so you don't have to really mess with it. But yeah, next page is going to be a little complex. So we're going to create a new page called as let's go there and see how it looks. So let me first log in. So what this guy is doing, what he is doing is he is actually going to customers and then clicking on customers, and then he is creating customers here, right? So first, what are the page we are going there? So after logging in, maybe this we can name it as a dashboard page, yeah, because we have dashboard here and then we have some components here. But yeah, this dashboard page we can create first, because that's the landing page that we have, right? So this dashboard page, okay, dashboard page, guys, this is where the real thing starts. Okay, so yeah, so this is the dashboard page. I don't want someone to extend this, okay, for now. And yeah, so this dashboard page, you should not create all of these in the same page itself. Okay, this element, all these elements in the same page itself. If you create, you'll have thousands of elements in the same page. That is what is wrong. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split this page into different components. Okay, so this left hand side, what you are seeing here, maybe we can name it as left menu component, and whatever we are seeing here is maybe header menu component, and whatever we are seeing here is not of our interest, so I'm not going to create. But you can split that into welcome to your store component. This is no knob commerce news component, this is statistic component, and this is orders component, new customers component. So yeah, based on that you can split them into different components. But in our tutorial we're going to see about creating this and this, right? First, let's start with the left component. Okay, so instead of this, let's go to the page layers, and I'll also create a class inside a page components, components package. So, uh, and let me name it as left menu component. Okay, I'll try to group them in a proper place. Okay, yeah, so left menu component is again uh, uh, hold again gonna hold all these things. Okay, if you notice, we have dashboards, all that, but for now I want to click on customers. Let's go and inspect this customers. So this customers is like this. Okay, it's a p tag and then a. So let's see how the previous developer have developed this. Okay, let's go to the, so the name is add customers page, but whatever we are seeing here is not add customers page, it is a dashboard page. So you are misleading people from what you are actually doing and what it is actually there. Okay, so what we can actually do is try to understand how they have written the code. So this is actually messy, lot of components. So if you notice, so many locators, because he haven't used composition. That's the problem. Okay, now let's understand what he is doing. So if you notice, he has something called as customer. So this is the XPath that he has written. Let's copy this. This is the XPath that he has written. So let's copy this, and maybe I'll copy without the double quotes. And let me go here and let's try to inspect. So let's see this XPath isn't working properly. Okay, what's wrong here? So he has used span tag, which was maybe the time, when he was developing this, it was span tag, but it's now not span tag. Even if it is span tag, this is not a good approach. Why? Because see, don't click on your span tags or don't click on your div tags and all. Okay, if there is a tag parent, then try to click on that, because that's the one that is responsible for your link navigations. So always try to perform click operations on the a tag. Okay, Amudan, I didn't understand. Okay, so what this guy would have done, instead of starting here, he should have started like this. Okay, and here he should have used, after finding the span tag, you should have gone to the parent tag. So parent colon a. This is the right approach. Again, guys, no XPath locator tool can give you this XPath. If you are using any XPath locators tool, I'm not blaming them, but they cannot provide you exactly the reliable solutions. Okay, your code, your XPaths needs to be unique. You should have solid reasoning behind that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of span tag, let's try to replace this with p tag and see whether it is working. Yeah, it's working, but tomorrow they may also change. So for now, I'm not really bothered about what sort of tag here, but as long as the tag is a and it has customers tag in it, so we'll try to use it. So that's the use of wildcard. Again, you can use p for now. If it is changing in future, you may also change, but I'll try to make my work less. So I'm just trying to create this. So I'm going to not create this into the dashboard page. I'm actually creating inside the menu component. Okay, so let's try to do a buy, and this is a link, right? So maybe link customers is what I'm all about, and it's buy.xpath, and this is the xpath. Okay, so this is absolutely good, but if you notice, I also have to create 10 more components, right? But there is also a similarity between all these. Okay, all these having a tags, all these are having p childs, and p childs are having the contains text with whatever the value you want. So you see, if I try to create an locators for the next one, let's say that is catalog or whatever the promotions. So I can basically copy paste and do promotions and replace this with promotions. So I can do this, but the problem is I need to create 10 things. Okay, you are basically wasting a lot of time here. So don't do this. If you are doing this, okay, this is because you don't know what is the best approach, but don't, going forward, don't do this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all these things. I'm going to name it little more meaningful, like link menu. So this is a main menu, right? So maybe link main menu. I'm going to click on some main menu, and this is going to be dynamic. Okay, so I request the test case to tell where it want to go. So you tell me. So I'm just going to replace this with percentage yes. Okay, and I'm going to use dynamic XPath to construct this XPath at the runtime. So if this becomes promotion, it'll click on promotion. If it becomes customers, it will click on customers. So that's going to be like that. So I'm going to have only one method for now. For now, let's keep it as white for simplicity being. So set link main menu, and if someone is passing me a string of menu name, if someone is passing me a menu name, what I'm going to do, basically, I'm going to click on it. But before clicking on it, what I want to do, I want to do string.format and the link main menu. I'm going to replace this percentage yes with whatever the value that's coming. Okay, menu main. Now this is going to return me a new XPath. So string, this is new XPath. Okay, XPath is all fine. What is telling? Permute arguments. What is this permute arguments? It's something wrong. So I have to basically have link main menu and then replace with menu name. This is correct. Okay. So this string dot name is correct. So what's I have my so let's see what's string dot value of yes, it's going to basically replace my string. Add on the one static import java.lambda string. Yeah, That's fine, but what is this? Let's see, guys. Okay, permit arguments. I don't understand why this is showing and I cannot resolve method format. String dot format is a method. Oh, oh, you cannot resolve that. Hmm? More accents. Sorry, guys. I made a blunder mistake. So if you want to use it as string, right? So don't use it like this. So this is just become a string. Okay. So this is gonna return me a string. Okay. So you don't have to really mention what sort of thing it is. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, so let's remove this. Let's make it as a string. Let's remove all the unused imports. And now what I'm going to do, I'm do string dot format and link main menu. I'm going to replace this with menu name. So this going to basically return me a string new XPath. Okay, and this XPath, what I'm going to do, I'm going to construct a by and then send it to the Selenium action. So Selenium actions dot wait and click. I want to click it, but by dot XPath, and the XPath is new XPath. Okay, and what is other thing? So that's all. So that's all we want to do. Again, this thing again, you can move this logic to some other class so that you can reuse it across different things. Okay, let's also create a one more util that is let's say uh, uh, hmm, XPath, maybe XPath uh, dynamic XPath is a class, but maybe I don't know, I'll think about the package name later, but for now dynamic XPath, yeah, is the class. And it's also, and let's also keep it as dynamic XPath. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a method called as public string that's going to return me a string, construct XPath. Okay, so you pass me string of XPath and string of replacing string, and once you give me this, I'm going to return string format, and what are the XPath that's coming, I'm going to replace that with the replacing string. I'm going to return you back that. So yeah, so this is how it is. Now let's go to the left menu component, and instead of this, so you can basically do dynamic XPath. That okay, maybe I could have public static is missing, so that's why it's not able to access it. Construct XPath string is link main menu. Come on, what we have is menu name. That's all, guys. So we're all done. So this will take care of everything. You don't have to create 10 XPaths. You are done with one. Okay. Once you're doing this, okay, after clicking on the your customers, you also basically wants to click on the sub menus, right? So those are also present in the left menu component itself. So I can basically chain them. So I'll do return this and convert. Okay, I will convert this into left menu component, so that I'll also create one more like white for now, and set a sub menu. Okay, again I want someone to pass string sub menu. Here what I'm going to do, again I'm going to create XPath. So for example, what they have written here, it's almost matching. Okay, so the P is correct. P containing customers and all is correct. It's also having same tag, so I don't have to really differentiate between these two things. Okay, so everything will work. So for example, I'll use the same XPath here, and or better you can create a new one, because this might be misleading because the name is little different. So links submenu. Okay, submenu. Okay, so contains text, everything is same. But yeah, this okay, guys, to create one more because it might be confusing for others. Yeah, so P with parent A, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing, but at this time, instead of link main menu, it's link submenu. Okay, and this is basically submenu, and instead of returning what, I do this. This is now fine. So let's get into the dashboard page. Now, how will I use this? Okay, I have a left menu component and that I want to click on it, but I need to control this from the dashboard page. So what you need to know about is composition, which means dashboard page has left menu component. Okay, you want to action that, so just do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a private left menu component of left menu component, and I'm going to initialize with the help of a constructor. So somebody is calling the public dashboard page. They want to make sure is I'm going to this dot left menu component equal to left menu. So instead of someone else passing me this, I'll create a new instance myself. Okay, so this maybe we will avoid that using dependency injection at the later point of time. But yeah, so this is good for now. And this can also be made as a final, and in the left menu component also, we can basically make this as a private, and this is also private. Okay, again, you can make it as a final as well. It's absolutely fine. But for now, I don't want to make it as a final because I'm doing some operations with that. Yeah. So now let's go here and the page dashboard page. I'm going to create something. Let's say public uh, uh, navigate. So I want to navigate to add customers page. Yeah. So I want to do this and navigate to add customers page. For that, I need a left menu component. So left menu component dot what I want to do. I want to enter. So what is the menu name that I want to do? I want to do customers. For now, I'm just hard coding from here. But yeah, after this, I want to click on submenu. That's submenu is also customers. Okay. Maybe you can create a string for customers or enum and then pass it along, but for now I'm just using like this. We'll try to see if I can make a better way out of this. So once we are doing with this, okay, now let's you can go to your test and then start replacing this, but this test looks really messy. I don't want to really touch it. And then so what I do, I create my new test, that is add customers. So see the name, guys. So add customer test means it can have multiple tests. Inside that, I'm gonna have a test. So I'm gonna have a test called as basically it has to extend the base test for now. So not the base 64, the base test. Yeah. So what I want to do is basically I need to insert a new test method. That's basically add customer to add customer test. Okay, that's okay. We'll see about the names later. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create an instance of new dashboard page, maybe new login page dot, and this guy. So if you notice, if I have to work with this, so I have to basically tell text box, email, password, and then login. But instead of that, what I'm going to do, instead of this, I'll make this all as private. Okay, I'll make it as private, private, private. And here I want to have uh, mm, a dashboard page. It's going to return me a dashboard page. Share button is actually going to return me a new dashboard page. So I'm gonna do this. Oh, it's doing error. Okay, maybe it is because of this. Okay, so public dashboard page, and I just perform login. Okay, that's it. I'm not bothered about other things. Okay, or you can make it as perform login. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do return send text box email email if someone is passing me an email. Okay, maybe what I can do for now, I'll hard code here. Okay, string email, string password, and yeah, email. We'll do something about it, guys. Okay, and then set password, and then password, and set button login, set button login. Okay, so this is how I want to do it. So once you do this, let's go to the customer test and then start perform login. After performing login, for that I need the email and password. So the email and password is basically, I don't know. We need to get it from the older scripts, it seems. Or let me log out. Let me log out. And so this is the email for now. We are hard coding it. We'll see how we can optimize this with the data factory and all that. And the password is admin. Okay. Once you're done with this, okay, after performing login, I want to navigate to customers page. So this is what I want to do. Let's check whether this is actually doing before we continue further. So for that, in the testng.xml, basically I need to add, I don't know what they're doing, but instead of this, I want to add customer test. Let's try to run it and see what's happening. Yeah, this is how you need to manage, guys. So this composition is really good thing. Okay, I'll cover more in the upcoming videos. Okay, so how you can make your code much readable. So there is something that's going wrong because I have not loaded the URL, it seems. So null pointer exception because you cannot take screenshots, that's fine, but it didn't even load the URL. So we are doing something wrong because I think the user is basically the add customer test. Let me also, for now, I'm doing it drive.get, and the URL is basically, let's go here in the base test. We're initializing driver, and we're doing all these things. Maybe in the login page, I'll create one. So private, this is not a good approach, but for now I want to just get rid of this public wide public login page, uh, login, because login should not be here, right? So let's do it properly. I don't want to do that now. So what I can do, mm, once I get this, okay, once I get this, I don't want to directly return this. Maybe I'll load the URL here itself. So that's the best thing. So for the loading the URL, let me create one more thing. Okay, public static, or not public. Okay, public static load load URL, and then here I can just mention a driver. Uh, so this driver dot get, and what is the URL? URL is basically inside config project, so I will use config factory. Okay, I'll have config service dot get base URL. Okay, once this URL is loaded, let's try to run it. I'll remove the unused imports. So it's still not loading the URL. Maybe I'm not making the call at all to it. So driver dot waste. Once you do this, also call driver dot load URL. Okay, guys, I think I'm doing something really terribly wrong. So we'll see what we are doing wrong in the next class, and we'll try to fix it. For now, just take this knowledge about dashboard page and how we can basically, use left menu components and all that. And we also learned about dynamic XPath. Please practice this. We will continue with running the code and see how it works in the next sessions. Thank you all. Bye.